So today I will share about my research. Wait how to do it? Okay, this one. This one. Wait Okay. Okay. So basically, my research is about brainwave activity. So for this is about investigation of electroencephalographic, or we call EEG, brainwave signal on mental stress through various physical activity. Mean like more to psychomotor activity. Okay. So for this research, actually the problem is for due to, especially for the COVID-19, after the COVID-19, the level of the stress, mental stress, increased. So based on this, we are me and my team want to do the mental stress monitor using EEG. EEG method lah, EEG method. So we from this we can monitor EEG mental stress, mental health. Alright. So after discussion, we state three objectives. First, identify type of brainwave and the location. Then after that, and then analyze the data and then develop the real-time mental stress monitoring. So basically, our brain, they got specific location in our brain, like frontal lobe, parietal lobe, cerebellum, and temporal lobe. Each section, each location got specific activity or specific task lah to do, and and also our brain also produce its wave. They got four main wave. This mean delta wave, theta wave, alpha wave, beta wave. This four is the main, and gamma is like a minor, but the four is the main. The usually the main is alpha and beta. Okay. Each location and each wave, they got general locations, such as delta wave usually find at the frontal lobe, theta wave temporal lobe, alpha wave usually at the frontal lobe, also occipital lobe, and also beta wave also usually find at the frontal lobe and parietal lobe. Okay. Each wave, they got their own hertz frequency. Like alpha wave from 8 to 12 hertz, beta 12 to 35, delta delta is more smaller, 0.5 to 4, theta wave 4 to 8, and gamma also 35 until 100 hertz. Okay. That's the basic from the brain mapping lah. Okay. So from brain wave, we want to do the research that identify which signal, or which wave that will affect the mental stress, or focus on the stress. So from our research, they only focus on alpha, beta, and theta wave, because for our finding, alpha, beta, and theta will reflect more to the mental health lah. Mental health. Okay. So here is our methodology. Basically, first start with data collection and pre-processing, followed by the filter extraction and filter section, last classification and analysis. This is a flow experiment. For this research, we got 30 test subject, and the subject is between 18 to 30, and no mental heads and no medication. Okay, this is a flow of information. Start from brain. Before that, actually we got the device we call Open BCI. Ganglion board. We use two board, different board. Ganglion board, this one, and another one is Cyton board. So from brain, and they got electrode to take the signal. Okay, then after we collect the data, we will process using laptop. In the software, we use MATLAB and OpenBCI. Then after the last step is the analysis lah. Okay, here is the illustration for the flow for the information experiment. This one, the OpenBCI GUI that we use to collect the data. And this one from the OpenBCI, we can store the data in CSV format and process the data using MATLAB. All right. Okay. And for the MATLAB, we do the processing with the process analysis. In MATLAB, we also use FFT analyzer, toolbox for analysis the data lah. So this one is the experiment, the illustration for experiment. Actually, we use this one for ganglion. Ganglion is only use the stripe, and the blue one here is the electrode, the sensor. Compared to the this one, the white one is is the Cyton. Cyton is different between these two. Ganglion only use four sensor compared to the Cyton, the white one use four channel, means four sensor. So we can get more accurate data lah. But actually, how many sensor depend on the signal we want to take. Okay, actually, if you want to take many signal like beta, alpha, theta, gamma, all we need more channel, more sensor, like 16 or 8. But if you want only use only alpha or beta, enough for or two sensor. So depend on the signal we want to use lah, actually. Okay. So the last is the result for the discussion. So for the result, we know we take alpha, beta, and theta. So when a subject stress, the alpha, the beta signal will increase and will more higher reading compared to the alpha signal. Then when the normal state, alpha is higher from beta. But when stress, beta will higher than alpha. From our experiment also, the test subject 3 show opposite reading compared to the others subject, because because the subject that was diagnosed has ADHD and anxiety disorder. So totally different. This subject brain wave totally different from others. So at the first we quite shocked, and then we do the research. So and we ask the expert lah. So diagnose ADHD and anxiety disorder. All right. Okay. After, and the last product is we come out with the real-time monitoring system using implement the Python and OpenBCI. So from this real-time monitoring, we success to detect the mental stress or to mental stress for each subject. But the system only achieves 65% due to we use only four channel, that is ganglion, and with dry setting, dry electrode. Okay, but it quite high. Okay, for the conclusion, objective one for the objective one to the identify which wave use, we got alpha 18.98% in the mental stress identification, beta and 9.89, theta is 5%. For objective 2, we got electrode position investigation, not optimal position identified, more electrodes need if you want more accurate result, like Cyton, ganglion that we use, ganglion only got 4 channel. And last, for the objective 3, real-time monitoring, success, but the success with 65% accuracy with 30 data sample. Okay, that's all for my from my presentation for my research. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Khairul.
All right.
Any questions from others? Okay, so if you don't have any question for Dr. Khairul, so we may proceed with Mr. Khoo Jing.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Okay, Mr. Khoo. We cannot hear you.
Secure already. How about now?
We can hear you, but it's very slow, Mr. Khoo.
Very slow.
Yes.
How about like this?
Okay, better.
Okay, because the headset, I think. Okay, let me share screen. Okay. All right. Oops. All right. So my research is on case study, right? Non-experimental. It's just exploratory research together with doctor from University of Plymouth, UK. So it's about more on the social science, where we try to study voluntary community for the Malaysia landscape. So we are studying this community called Sepashat, which is a new society where just registered in 2022, right? And see how this community affect the cybersecurity skill training across Malaysia. So the standard outline for these presentations start with introductions, how do we collect data, and how this community works, and then what are the observations we found and what we can do after this exploration. Right. So in terms of problems, we try to tackle the most critical issues, which is talent, right? Not only in IT or cybersecurity, I believe most of the industry also lacking of talent. All right, so we are focusing on Asia Pacific, where you can see across Asia Pac, these are the amount of demand that's needed, right? Which is the gap itself, right? So compared to 2022, or 2021, I can't remember, 2022, right, where it has increased about 26%. All right, so in to dive deeper inside, then we found, based on the statistics, right, where the organization can't really find the actual fit person with a correct skill, which is about 30% of them. Right. So in terms of cybersecurity, we focus on three things, which is PPT, not PowerPoint, right? P, process, people, process, and technology. So this research is more focused on the first one, which is on the people, right? So we try to understand how does Malaysia landscape perform skill training or try to enhance the cybersecurity landscape by bridging the gap as mentioned in the previous slide. So we try to dive into the friends around, the community around, the movement around, and see what kind of community or what kind of initiative can be done or has been carried out to improve the situation. All right. So these are the objectives that we try to do, right? However, we are only able to find one active community at this moment, which is the one that we are diving into, right? So as mentioned, this is a exploratory case study, right? So the data that we can get is from their past events and supporting by the founding members' interviews and see if there's any, again, past records to support their movement. And the next thing we'll be seeing in looking into what we can do moving from that. Right. So of course, this is a very new community. So limited data. And so far, the best scenario we can find is if we can find if they have conducted any training program. And the best thing, like our university, we always look into employment rates and of course their own academic performance. However, these data are limited, so we can't find we can't get any data from that. All right. So in terms of community, so in Malaysia, right, we list down the societies and communities that's around that we can find in Malaysia. So as you can see, the first one is of course the very obvious one, which is Cybersecurity Malaysia. All right. However, this is under government agency, so it's not open for public. And then we have the two famous one. Consider the platinum membership, not say platinum membership, one of the top where they focus on managerials, right, which is the second row and the third row, ISACA and ISC squared, right? So, however, they have membership fee, right? On top of membership fee, they also need certifications, right? So as mentioned, if we look into their certification, like for example, CISA, a certified IT information security auditor. So as a fresh grad, we can't really directly jump as an auditor, or M stands for manager, or the next one, which is certified information security professional. So that one is quite difficult for general public. Right. Moving on, we also have the other focus group, which is study on risk management. They also have annual membership, right? And in this case, they don't have a specific certifications requirement. So this is on the first page that we found. And on the second one, we found Cloud Security Alliance. So it's free, right? It's just that some of the events we need to pay, right? Open for everyone, right? And then we have OWASP, right? Mostly looking into web application security, and it's also free and it's optional to get membership, right? And the last one we found is from APU. So as you're looking at the name, is not applicable to public, where even though they state that they are open for students and professionals, but so far there's lack of activities we found from these particular groups, right? Which is the three that we see over here. All right. So looking into this new community called Sherpa Sec, all right. So they are very young. They start from 2020 until now. So based on the data we found until November, right, they have 440 members, right, and they have 11 committee, all right. So they are registered under registration of society, ROS Malaysia. So their selling point, or how do they position themselves, is the accessibility. So looking at the professionals, the first page that we see, uh, a lot of them require membership fee and require some certifications. Right. So what they do is they try to bridge the industry and academic, right, which I'm going to present later. And how do they do that? And they have zero barrier. That means anyone that's interested, you don't need to be a professional. You can just join, right? And they are open for volunteerism. That means anyone want to post anything or want to reach out, they are feel free to do so. Okay, so based on their activity, right, the first part of data that we collected. So since June 2023, so they have 13 meetups. So average every month, they have minimum one meetup, all right, and average they have 55 participants. The lowest is 15, the highest is 110, right? So the venue is the one that is quite interesting, where it seems like on alternate month, they swap between private organization, which is industry professionals, and 5 universities, right? So they swap across universities, that they want professionals to go to universities, and for private organization, they want students to go to that organization to see how professional works. All right, so this is their monthly meetup. And then for competition participations, so the members themselves, the volunteer themselves, they also form teams to join international competitions, where you can see they go to various countries. Right. For Asia, on the side note, on Asia and international challenge, it was Malaysian, but they are under ASEAN scholarship, which study in NUS Singapore. All right, so it's still Malaysian, still Malaysian. So this shows that this volunteerism able to reach all the way to Singapore is considered not bad, right? So in terms of event organizing, so next few weeks will be their first competition. They host competition, so we can see the flow where they use the experience from joining competition into hosting competition, right? So there's no data yet because it haven't happened, right? So hopefully I can collect some data from there. And they also have their annual bootcamp that consists of 8 countries, which is the Global Cybersecurity Bootcamp, right? And based on the alumni, we found a few e-learning platforms across different social media, from Discord to their GitHub, their personal website. They do set up their own learning lab for other students or open for public. Right? So it seems like they are quite active, and this is the summary that what we see on the previous slide. I summarized into a timeline, so with different categories. So these are the events from June 2023 all the way to upcoming competition. Sorry for the same color over here. All right. Okay, and to compare communities, all right, so instead of comparing with among Malaysia's, so we compare to the neighboring active community, which is called Div 0 or Division 0, that's in Singapore, right? So looking at the numbers, of course, Singapore will be with different factors. Their members, of course, is more than ours, about 10, not ours, I mean, compared to this Sherpa set, is about 10 times, right? However, their year of establishment is far more older than this Sherpa set. All right, and number of activities we can see in November and the past 3 months do have quite a significant difference. Div Zero seems like they are more established and they have more events across. So I only take November and the past 3 months instead of 1 year. And of course, this Div Zero seems like they have quite an established community where they have quite a lot of special interest group, for example, car hacking, SCADA systems, drones, as well as for governance, right? Or I mean, compliance. Okay, so they have quite a lot of special interest group, and in terms of events, I believe their crew or their committee members are far more established than this young Spasec. So I think they can host quite a lot of events, right? So Malaysia is not bad, right? So current directions of this Sherpa Sec, I think they are emulating Div Zero, where I think they do have communicate with the neighboring countries' community through all these cybersecurity bootcamp. So their objective is to share knowledge, but of course not more on the informal knowledge sharing. The topics are lighter compared to the formal ones, for example, as a manager or as a security professionals. So they have in their website, what we found is the topics is a mix of professionals as well as students research. So it's more on the informal, lighter side. That's why they have zero barriers and open for public. And they also have mentorships where the seniors, the alumni start their e-learning platforms to help the next generation. And the same thing that mentioned, they go across Southeast Asia to collaborate with other communities. Right. So what they try to reach out, as you can see, when they host their sharing session, they go across university and professionals. So one of the highlight that we found, they're able to find the office to host a sharing session. That office is PayNet, which is the company that's running Do It Now. Right. So it's quite an eye opener for the participants. Right. So in future, right, for this research, we currently only based on their activities and quite a lot of scarce data which we can only found online. Oops, I think I missed out. Sorry, I missed out something which is their interview, right? So let me scroll back. Sorry, yeah. Right. So for interview, I think I missed out the slides. So I'll just mention here. So for the founding members interview, we able to found two of them. So why they start up this community? Because they get to know all these activities from community and volunteer base, and they are currently still active volunteering international events. So this has broadened up their insights, and they try to bring this culture back to Malaysia, and hopefully they can bridge the gap between fresh graduates and professionals, as well as the industry. And the challenges they found is, of course, funding and the support from various universities and professional bodies. And the other challenge is currently they are limited themselves to KL and Selang only due to travel restrictions, where all these are volunteer based, and to find professionals, most of the professionals are gathered in KL, Selangor, and Cyberjaya. Right. So these are the interviews data that we found. So moving on, in future directions, based on this research, I hope that we can do a further tracking of those active members to see if they progress better compared to a normal academy, getting professional certificates and get a job. All right. So the difference, we hope that we can find a difference between the normal career progressions as those that active in volunteers. And of course, we hope that we can find more different communities in Malaysia to perform a study besides using Malaysia and Singapore as comparison. And hopefully in future, we can present this to different different entity across different universities, government sectors, as well as professional bodies, so that we can create an impact to fill up the main objective, which is the cybersecurity talent gap. Right? So that's about our findings. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Khoo, for sharing with us your research and your finding. So any questions from the floor before we proceed to the next person? Mr. Khoo, do you have anything you want to add on?
No, suddenly the MC change frightened me.
Yeah, because Ali, he has something on, so yeah, I
Okay,
will be the moderator for this session until he comes back. Okay, any questions? Okay, all right. Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Khoo, for sharing with us on this cybersecurity field and also maybe some opportunities for some of us who may want to venture into this career. Thank you so much. All right, next in line, we have Associate Professor Dr. Tan to share with us her research. Dr. Tan?
Yes. Good morning, everybody. I'm here. Let me share my PowerPoint.
All right, the floor is yours.
Can you see my slides?
Yes, Dr. Tan.
Okay. Then I will start my presentation now. Okay, I am Jing from School of Engineering. So today I'll be sharing one of my research work. Okay, it is a thermo-optic polarization modulator, okay, with chromium carbide. Before I present the results from this research, let me just share a little bit, okay, on some fundamentals related to light modulation. Okay, there are 5 properties of light, okay, from this slide where you can see, okay, lights, we can actually check their wavelength, amplitude, phase, polarization, okay, and frequency. Okay, if we look at this electromagnetic spectrum, okay, we have radio wave, microwave, infrared, and etc. etc. So all these spectrum, they all have a different wavelength for different application. Okay, for my work, okay, I will zoom into one of these light properties for modulation, okay, which is called polarization. Okay, which is polarization. So why we actually look into this light polarization? So this light polarization, okay, it actually has a wide range of application across various fields. Okay, polarized sunglasses, okay, they actually can block horizontally polarized light, okay, which is often responsible for glare reflected from surface like water and also roads. Okay, in some 3D glasses, okay, 3D glasses work by using polarization to control the light entering our eyes. So it is to ensure that, okay, each eye, they only see the images that is intended for the specific eyes. So this kind of separation of images, okay, it creates the illusion of depth, making the visual experience more immersive. So I believe many of us, we have this kind of experience with this 3D sunglasses. So it actually works on light polarization. Okay, another application, okay, where light polarization is important, okay, it is in the field of material characterization. So when light interacts with a material, the polarization state can be affected depending on the material properties. Okay, through some phenomena, okay, like light absorption and scattering, the properties of the material can be determined. And let's move on. So in ideal condition, optical fibers here would maintain the polarization state of light. Okay, but however, in real world application, external factors like temperature, vibration, okay, they can actually lead to polarization related challenges. So ideally for optical communication, we do not want the polarization state of light to change. Okay, this polarization maintenance dispersion, it is a phenomena, okay, where different polarization modes can travel at different speed within the fiber. Okay, this difference in velocity causes pulse broadening, which can degrade the signal quality and cause intersymbol interference. So this is what we do not want in optical communication. If two pulses overlap each other, we cannot actually distinguish. So if we are sending 101, for instance, so due to this polarization effect in optical fiber, so the O, okay, we cannot actually extract. So when one overlaps with one, we cannot send the actual data, okay, to the receiver. So in practice, in real application, we have a few methods to mitigate this effect. Okay, one of it is by using polarization maintaining fiber, PMF, or we can also use a polarization controller. So Panda polarization maintaining fiber, it has two cylindrical stress rod parallel to the fiber core. Okay, this stress rod, they actually create significant birefringence by inducing different refractive index along the two orthogonal axes. On another note, emerging materials such as graphene, topological insulator, black phosphorus, and transition metal carbide are propelling the advancement in photonics-related application, such as optical sensor, photodetector, and optical modulation. So transition metal carbide, they are a group of materials composed of transition metals, and carbon. They have unique properties such as high hardness, high melting points, good electrical and thermal conductivity. So in my work, I am using transition metal carbide to change the light polarization. So if we can change the light polarization, means I can actually put this prototype into the actual field to change the light polarization, back to the original state. Okay, so this figure shows the experimental setup, of my work. It consists of a laser diode, two wavelength division multiplexer, and one section of side polished fiber, coated with TMC. So this coated side polished fiber, it is the solution, okay, we are coating this side polyfiber from with TMC. Okay, we purchased this TMC. We already purchased from one supplier, okay, from Sigma Outreach. 2 microliter of this mixture is extracted, okay, and we actually mix with 10 microliter of DI water. Then we drop the mixed solution using a micropipette, okay, on the prepared side polish fiber. Okay, this side polish fiber is then left to dry at room temperature for about 24 hours. So at the tunable laser source, we actually set the signal light to some specifications. Okay, like we fixed the wavelength to 1565 nanometer. Okay, power minus 6.6 dBm, azimuth minus 5.89 degree, okay, and ellipticity minus 0.29 degree. So throughout the experiment, we increased the pump power of the laser diode, and we observe the change of light polarization using one instrument, okay, which we call it a polarimeter. Okay, this figures here shows the recorded light polarization, okay, using polarimeter in 2D and 3D view respectively at different pump powers. Okay, light is rotated in anti-clockwise direction with the increment of pump power. At this 3D view, okay, light can be visualized moving in a almost horizontal direction from left to right. Okay, at 0 milliwatt pump power, the recorded azimuth is negative 5.89 degree. So as we increase the pump power to 53.4 milliwatt, the azimuth rotates to 13.59 degree and subsequently to 44.72 degree. So we have recorded a total azimuth rotation, okay, of about 50.61 degree. Okay, and the calculated efficiency, okay, is 0.043 degree, okay, per milliwatt. So in this case, the heat is generated in this chromium carbide coated side polish fiber. Okay, as a result, the refractive index of this coated side polish fiber changes. Okay, following this, the phase of the injected 1565 nanometer signal experience change, and it will modulate the polarization state of that particular signal that is being injected in. Okay, this figure here shows the output power, okay, with the pump power. So as the pump power is increased, the absorption capability of chromium carbide coated side polish fiber diminishes, okay, resulting in elevated transmittivity of 1565 nanometer signal. Okay, we also repeat this experiment by decreasing the pump power, okay, and it is observed the azimuth also decrease accordingly. Okay, so the total rotation is about 54.6 degree with efficiency 0.49 degree per milliwatt. So it can be concluded when we increase the pump power and decrease the pump power accordingly, the performance is quite the same. Okay, as a conclusion, so the developed prototype with side polish fiber coated with chromium carbide, it is capable to modulate the light polarization by increasing or decreasing the pump power. So this is because when we actually increase or decrease the side polish fiber coated with chromium carbide, the refractive index of SPF coated chromium carbide changes due to a thermal effect. Okay, that is all for my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tan.
Thank
Any
you.
questions? Anyone have a questions for Dr. Tan? Okay. So there's a new question. Right. So as for your information, so the session 4 will be by Dr. Yong Shin, but he's not here. So I think we can end our research seminar now. Okay. So I would like to thank you to everyone who participated in this research seminar, day 2, and thank you to all presenters for sharing your information. Right.
Thank you,
So,
Mr. Ali.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I will end the meeting now. Have a good day.